This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and welcome to the Nightmare Factory Student Showcase. For some of these wrestlers that you're going to see, this is their very first time ever having a match. They've gone through 12 weeks of rigorous training at the Nightmare Factory, and they are finally ready to emerge on the scene. So hopefully you guys enjoy and you find someone that you follow into their future. Again, welcome to the Nightmare Factory Student Showcase.
Well, good evening, family, and welcome to the Nightmare Factory Student Showcase 6. My name is Gerard Bonner, and I am super excited to be rocking tonight with Jesse Jordan. Jesse, how are you?
Gerard, I am excellent. It's always good to be back here for these showcases. The more that we do them, the more excited I always get. I'm really excited for this opening match with Jimbo and Justin Xavier.
It's going to be a good one.
And his opponent.
Justin Xavier is here, and we're really excited. You can tell by his gear, he might like a video game or two.
I tell you, it's quite the tale of two opponents here. We have Justin Xavier, a young man from Ohio, a Pac-Man enthusiast, and then across the ring you have Jimbo, a 12-year veteran of the Air Force. It's quite a difference of opponents we have here.
It is certainly quite the dichotomy here as we get ready for this match to begin. Looking forward to seeing what both of these athletes are going to do. And there's the bell to start this match. Justin Xavier taking on Jimbo. And pretty interested about this one here. Justin Xavier, as you can see, a Pac-Man enthusiast, loves it so much that it's on his... And his cheer is even Pac-Man. How about that?
It is incredible to see someone so passionate about something as simple as Pac-Man, so passionate to come join us here to wrestle at Factory Showcase number 6.
Meanwhile, Jimbo had quite a bit to say. The trash talking has begun, and now we've got a lock up here, and we've got our first hip toss coming from Jimbo, and Jimbo just has this walk, a very deliberate walk that says, I belong here.
If you're Jimbo in this situation, you look across the ring and see someone like Justin. How do you prepare mentally for someone who is so unorthodox as to have Pac-Man on their gear?
Well, I think if you're Jimbo, you spent 16 years in the Air Force, currently active duty with Space Force. He has probably dealt with some tougher situations than this. Though, of course, pro wrestling, a whole new moment from big body slam there from Jimbo. And it looks like right now, Jimbo is in complete control of this match so far.
So you being Justin Xavier in this situation, being the Pac-Man enthusiast that he is, winning a game of Pac-Man requiring a great bit of strategy. What kind of strategy do you think he brings into this match here with Jimbo?
Well, that's the thing. I think the strategy he has, obviously, is being wildly unorthodox. But right now, he's got to figure out how to deal with the power of Jimbo. Jimbo there with a side headlock to the ropes. Big shoulder block there from Jimbo. And here's the thing, Jimbo is the only lieutenant colonel from the military in the sport of pro wrestling right now, which is incredible. But look at this. Big hip toss there. Coming from Justin Xavier and another arm drag.
Justin Xavier finding his rhythm here. Picture perfect drop kick right on the button there.
Sized him up, and look at this, already bringing him through the ropes. Count of 2.
Incredible ring awareness for someone who's so new to the wrestling business. Going for the pin, Jimbo kicking out, then immediately dropping back to the mat and trying to plant the boot there.
Absolutely, and oh wow! Ambitious maneuver there.
It's a moment of respect and understanding there from Jimbo and Justin Xavier, but the respect going right out the window. Jimbo with that stun gun on the ropes.
It's important for us to mention someone like Justin Xavier here, like many of the folks here tonight, having his very first professional wrestling match. And so I think that is what is intimidating for Justin Xavier. Meanwhile, Jimbo, of course, he's also doing some things here, and this is exciting. Wow, what a chop. What a chop there from Jimbo.
You can hear the boos kind of going through the crowd, turning into boos. Incredible backhanded chop there from Jimbo. You can feel it throughout the arena.
Oh my gosh! Another incredible chop. You can certainly feel that at home. We feel it here in the Nightmare Factory.
Going to cave the chest into Justin Xavier. Justin Xavier chop of his own.
Absolutely. Big comeback there from Xavier. Big forearm. Wow, and now it's starting to break down here. Not even thinking about moves. These guys are just really going at it, strong style. And you've got to think that Jimbo right now is pulling from this military instinct to just be able to fight.
With that military instinct, you see the slow, deliberate pace of Jimbo mirrored by the quick and very fast-paced movement of Justin Xavier. But Jimbo here trying to slow this match down, suplex through to a rear chin lock, really trying to bring it into his rhythm, keep it in his wheelhouse.
Absolutely, and I think that's going to be the challenge here. You have the methodical pace of Jimbo versus the fast-paced nature of Justin Xavier.
Justin Xavier battling back here. Cheers from the crowd, but Jimbo just putting him right back down on the mat.
Big headbutt there from Jimbo, and Jimbo is kind of looking like, how dare you hit me? I've been through worse in combat.
Incredible look at the eyes. Every time the stocks Justin Xavier ever hits a big move, there is something going on in the head of Jimbo. Everything that he's doing, he has a plan and he is executing it to a T.
Absolutely. Jimbo certainly is very strategic in what he's doing. It's what he's done all this time in the military. And I'm pretty sure he has trained with people who have been under him who are younger, I would say more around the age of Justin Xavier.
Justin Xavier perhaps trying to battle back. Forearm there, but the effects of this offense from Jimbo take effect. Jimbo just returning that forearm back to him.
And again, Jimbo certainly knows what he's doing. And look at, but this could be a mistake, I wonder. Just taking his time, leaving a lot of space between him and Justin Xavier. Look at this, speeds up, big clothesline.
Entire ring rattling with that clothesline. Not just the arm, but getting the entire body there on top of Xavier's smaller frame there. Just really utilizes everything he has at his disposal.
And here's the thing, Jimbo, just a guy with one name. Like, not too many people can operate with one name, but he's very confident, and that's very clear. But here comes Justin Xavier trying to make a comeback.
Shots here with that, but Jimbo just loving blow to the back there. If you're Justin Xavier in this match, how do you battle back from this holding you're in?
Well, I think he's got to think like he's in a game of Pac-Man. He's got to stick and move. He's got to make his way around, but he can't seem to get around the strength of Jimbo, and this could be it here. Count of two.
Twisting side slam, Jimbo likes to call the downward spiral. I thought that was it.
And he goes back. I love the persistence of Jimbo here, much like what he would do in the military. If at first you don't succeed, try again, and that's what he's continuing to do.
Every time Justin Xavier tries to kick out of these moves, he's taking a little bit more out of the gas tank, and perhaps Jimbo's sensing the more I take out of him, the less he'll be able to utilize that fast-paced offense.
Certainly, and I think Jimbo is also exerting his power advantage at this particular point. He's got the size advantage over Justin Xavier, and he's taking full advantage of that. Backs him into a corner here, and he does it very forcefully, as you can see.
Trying to drive that upper back and slide right into the turnbuckle. A whole lot of give there. Now just clubbing these forearms to the jaw of Justin Xavier.
And again, it's a really smart move from Jimbo, kind of keeping him in the corner there, limiting where he can go, but he can't seem to get Xavier up. Here comes Xavier with a small package. Count of two.
Incredible move there by Xavier just to utilize his body as well.
Oh! Double clothesline there. Much like Brian McKnight, we're back at one here. At this particular stage, we can basically reset the whole situation. Who will be able to get up first to be able to take the advantage in this match here? First match of the Student Showcase 6.
As is sort of the rule of professional wrestling, the person on their feet typically has the advantage. Justin Xavier first one up and laying these clotheslines into Jimbo here.
He certainly is, and the momentum is certainly on his side. What does he have in mind here? He's going to the ropes. Look at this. Drop kick, springboard drop kick, and a big pickup. The momentum clearly on the side of Xavier at this point.
The incredible athleticism there by Xavier to contort his body in the air. Just a running shooting star press there.
Almost a 3 count. He's clearly powering up as if he's playing a game of Pac-Man. He knows a whole lot about this.
Trying to turn Jimbo into a blue ghost of sorts.
How about that? You know, he holds the high school record for Pac-Man in Ohio. Did you know that?
I've never made it past the 3rd level of Pac-Man, so I can't imagine the kind of skill it takes to become a state record holder.
Absolutely. He's going to need that skill right now, battling against the battle-tested Jimbo here. And they're going blow for blow right now. And right now, Xavier has the advantage, taking him back into the corner.
Peppering these forearms and using those quick feet of his to just lay that enziguri into the chin of Jimbo here.
And now into the corner, a big reversal there from Jimbo. Oh, missing the clothesline. Here comes the schoolboy roll-up. He's got him. Count of 3. for the Pac-Man enthusiast, Justin Xavier. Oh, wow, he got out of the ring just in time to be able to celebrate this victory over Jimbo to open up things here tonight at the Student Showcase 6. Tag team action here on the showcase number 6. First team entering the ring is the team of Kojio and Jay Lima. These masked superstars are certainly preparing to do some things here tonight on the showcase.
Two gentlemen cutting an incredibly imposing silhouette, but then adding on top of that the design there on the mask. I would hate to be someone standing across the ring with these two men here.
Absolutely. Now this is going to be a very interesting match. You've got certainly a veteran team here. Barry Morales, who's been all over the place, and Big CA joining us here for the Student Showcase. This is going to be an incredible match.
You notice that Barry Morales, when he jumps into the ring, perhaps walking to the middle and drawing a line saying, if you gentlemen want to win this match, you're going to have to come cross this line and face us.
Absolutely. This is going to be a very intriguing match. Should be a fast-paced match here to continue Student Showcase number 6. Referee Paul Espinal giving the final instructions that the bell has rung in the ring right now. We have got Big CA and Kojio sending a handshake from the back.
Sign of respect from Big CA and Kojio here, but Kojio trying to utilize that as a sort of sign of disrespect for Big CA.
Wow.
I'll take kindly with that, trying to utilize the pull-up here.
And here we go, another backslide potentially for Big CA. Count of 2.
Big boot to the gut there from Kojio. Big CA on the corner here. Big long leg into the boot up there from Big CA.
Look at this. Look at the agility of Big CA.
You don't see too many men the size of Big CA moving like that.
You certainly don't. And look at that smart move from Kojio to make the tag into Jay Lima.
Perhaps trying to reverse the momentum here, but Jay Lima not doing it. Nice head scissors takedown there from Big CA.
Absolutely, these two guys are going at it, and Big CA continuing the momentum. First pinfall attempt of the match, count of 2. Well, actually, it's not the first one. We've seen a couple of them here. But now we've got a tag on this side. In comes the experienced guard, Morales. Morales has been all over the country and in Mexico doing some incredible things.
Morales utilizing the ropes when he came in on that springboard after he was tagged in. And
look at this.
Incredible agility here from Morales.
Morales incredibly comfortable in that ring here. Gotta imagine that being intimidating for his opponents in this match. Big drop kick. Picture perfect drop kick from Barry Morales.
You don't get a more perfectly placed drop kick than that. I mean, putting a boot directly on the chin here. Jay Lima being crowd involved here.
Absolutely, and he did it with the greatest of ease. Oh, look at that. Pulling the hair is Kojio. And what a distraction there, opening things up for Jay Lima.
Jay Lima getting that entire stocky, thick frame of his behind that clothesline there.
Absolutely massive clothesline, and now you got to be concerned for Barry Morales. Does this give the advantage? Big knee there to Barry Morales, and now to the corner they go.
You notice that the body placement of Jay Lima on that cover. As soon as Barry kicked out, he placed himself between Barry and Big CA. If Jay Lima and Kojio want to win this match, they need to cut this ring in half and keep the smaller of the two men on their side of the ring to try and make it a 2-on-1 sort of thing. Certainly,
it's about cutting your opponent off and keeping them in your corner of the ring, and that's what's happening right now. Big suplex, and it certainly seems like the momentum is on the side of Kojio and Jay Lima with pinfall attempt, count of 1.
Already not going to stay down, kicking out a big elbow there from Kojio.
Kojio on top of Ari Morales at this point, and you gotta wonder, could they pull off the big victory here over the more experienced Ari Morales?
Kojio trying to lay the shots in here, but Ari Morales not going to be in.
Oh, what a massive drop there from Morales.
You can almost feel the handprint on your chest.
Absolutely, and they are now trading chops. And you don't really want to get into that type of a battle with Ari Morales. Another match, look at this. Tempers are absolutely flaring here in this one.
One of those things that comes from the experience of Ari Morales, learning how to properly chop somebody and make it hurt, be laying it in there. Kojio using the ropes here to sort of choke bar to try and drain that gas tank.
Certainly another quick tag there. In comes Jay Lima. Morales trying to get over to his corner, but again, Lima doing the smart thing and cutting off the ring.
Ari finding himself in no man's land.
Absolutely, you got to think, how will Morales get out of this scenario? Sunset flip there. Quick count. Can he make it up? Oh, big clothesline. One thing that Lima and Koji have been doing a great job of is taking full advantage of their size. The size advantage that they have over Ari Morales is really playing a big role in this match.
You can see even in those quick clotheslines that Jay Lima is laying in, he always gets his center frame down underneath it and just puts his whole chest and arm into those clotheslines.
Absolutely, and right now he's got a front headlock there, again wearing down Ari Morales. Morales trying to get his way out of it, a couple of elbows there. And a knee lift again from Jay Lima. And back to the tag team corner. Smart tag team wrestling we're seeing from Lima and Kojia.
He is as far away from his corner as he can get. Jay Lima and Kojia doing an excellent job of keeping him away from Big CA. That is the last thing they want is Big CA to be back.
Absolutely. Double DDT, a stiff DDT on that one. That could be enough here. Down of two. You know, this aggressive nature that we see for Kojia has a lot to do with his military background. He spent 12 years in the military. And believe it or not, this is his first match. It's hard to be able to tell that here, based on the way they're really in control of this match.
There's a level of brutality that typically comes with experience that we're seeing from Kojia here. It's not normal to see someone in their first match sadistic as Kojia.
Oh, but look at that big kick, absolutely.
Let's get the boot up there.
And Morales is figuring out how does he get to the corner? This is how you fight your way there. Look at that.
Using that size against Jay Lima.
There you go, and now he made the tag. In comes Big CA. He breaks through the double clothesline there. He's got a clothesline of his own. Big clothesline there now on Jay Lima again. And clotheslines for everyone. You get a clothesline, and you get a clothesline, and you get a clothesline.
Big CA, a man on fire here like he's been shot out of a cannon, dropping these men with back-to-back power slams.
This is impressive to see this level of momentum. A count of two. Almost a 3 count there for Big CA.
Speaking there to the frequent tags of Kojio and Jay Lima here, that perhaps why Jay Lima still has some of the gas tank kick out there.
Absolutely. Big avalanches there in the corner from Big CA, and another cover. Count of 2.
Great body positioning there by Big CA to force himself between Jay Lima and the ropes there off the pin, but still not quite enough to get the 3 count.
Big CA working on a lot of momentum here, and now what does he have in mind? Oh, he had something in mind. Now the tag made, in comes Kojia. Sidewalk slam there from Big CA. Look at this, and now he's signaling for Ari Morales to head to the top rope. Zari's in the, oh no, but look at that.
Great ring awareness there by Jay Lima, knocking Ari Morales off the top rope. And perhaps a double team maneuver here.
Oh wow, double flapjack there. Could this be it? Super kick there, making the save from Ari Morales, and another super kick.
It's like an episode of Oprah. You get a super kick, and you get a super kick, and you get a super kick.
But look at this. Whoa! Why did Morales do that? He just totally turned on his tag team partner, Big CA, with a super kick. And that leads to the 3 count from Kojio. Absolutely shocking turn of events as Ari Morales turns on his tag team partner, Big CA, right at the end with a massive super kick, lending itself to the win for Kojia and Jay Lima in their first tag match here. And wow, you can imagine Big CA is highly upset. Incredible match here. Big win for Kojia and Jay Lima.
we're switching things up here at the commentary table here. Nightmare Factory Showcase number 6. I'm Brandon Bitfield alongside Chip Schuyler.
No, let me introduce myself.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, Chip.
Call me Chip. The Chip Schuyler, only the hottest free agent, the hottest commentary, the hottest anything you want me to be, and I will be it. I am here commentating at the Nightmare Factory. Unfortunately, I tore my ACL in the middle of this camp, but I'm here doing things even better.
We got another big match here coming up for you. It's the Spartan of Pain getting ready to take on Darian Bankston. And Chip, as you were a member of this Class 6, you know a little bit about the Spartan of Pain here, don't you?
I do, man. He had I don't even know how to explain it. He has had
Put your face.
Put your face.
Ball, gentlemen. Thanks. You ready?
Anyways, back to what I was saying here. Josh has made some incredible achievements throughout this camp. I mean, look at him. He's got the crowd behind him. Let's see what he can do here against Darian Bankston, a veteran. I've seen him wrestle many times, even in Southern Honor Wrestling. He is amazing. I don't think Josh can do anything about this, man.
You're right here. I'm excited to see the Spartan of Pain here. Josh, he's in his first big matchup here. Darian Bankston, like you said, a veteran in the ring. I'll do a little test of strength to start things out here. Both guys seem to be about the same size. Oh, Bankston taking a shortcut there, stomping on the foot, and now sweeping out the leg, and down goes the Spartan of Pain with a stomp to the gut.
As expected. I mean, this guy has experience. This is Josh's first match here.
Bankston not endearing himself to the crowd here in the Nightmare Factory. Oh, nice job there by the Spartan. Taking down Bankston, and once again with that arm wringer.
I mean, what is this? What are we just turning around? This isn't wrestling. Come on.
He's getting fired up now. This crowd firmly behind the Spartan here. Bankston now getting back up to his feet. Charges in, hits a big shoulder tackle. Both men barely move. Look at that, the Spartan is brushing it off. Go on, brush your shoulders off.
All right, let's see what Bankston can do here.
Another shoulder tackle. Bankston, like he's running into a brick wall there.
Chip, fair enough. Come on.
Once again, he tries to take down the Spartan, but it's no doing.
He's got him here, watch.
Oh! What a shot there from the Spartan, taking down Darian Bankston, much to the delight here of the crowd at the Nightmare Factory.
All right, just a first match left.
Look at their big hip toss there from the Spartan. Hooking the inside leg, back press here is gonna be enough, no. Just a 2 count. Both men trying to get back up to their feet. Bankston slow to get up, backed up into the corner. In comes Spartan. What's he gonna do? Takes Darian up to the top rope. Might be taking a little too much time.
This does not look good.
Wow, look at the strength here of the Spartan. Got him up on the shoulders, but right to the eyes.
That is brilliant. See, that's what I'm talking about. This guy has experience. He knows what he's doing.
Right to the eyes, and the ref didn't see it. Hey, if he didn't see it, he can't call it.
That's all it takes. Brilliant.
Big boot there from Darian Bankston, takes down Spartan. The tides have turned here in this matchup.
See, that's what I'm talking about. When you have so much experience, all it takes is one tiny thing to turn this entire match around. And that's exactly what Darian Bankston is doing right now.
Bankston with a top wrist lock now on the Spartan. Clearly with the advantage. But the Spartan fighting back with a big right hand right to the midsection there of Darian Bankston. Rapid fire shots now. Spartan's going to send him in. Up and over goes Bankston. What a leg trip there from Bankston. Uh-oh, look out.
Oh, this is it. This is it.
Oh, what a stomp there from Bankston.
Right into the mat.
The Spartan of Pain, feeling every ounce of that pain right now. Shoots the half pin attempt there, but it's just going to be a quick 2 count as the Spartan kicks out. Bankston now with that smirk on his face. Thinks he's got the Spartan figured out, but does he? Spartan now draped over the middle rope. And that knee of Bankston just digging into the spine.
Oh, come on, ref. Let him do his thing. Let him do his thing.
He's got a 5 count, taking every bit of that 5 count to his advantage.
Crowd still on his side. I don't understand. Bankston is obviously on the upper hand. Why is the crowd still behind Josh?
Ooh, what a chop there from Bankston. You can hear it reverberating throughout the Nightmare
I
Factory
totally
here.
heard that one.
I gotta ask you, Chip. Now you were in the class with this guy, Spartan.
Yes, I was.
So you're not a fan, apparently.
I'm not, honestly. I mean, this guy, he thinks he's a Spartan. Look at this guy. He thinks he's a Spartan.
I see that he's from Nevada, Reno, Nevada. Is that right?
Yes, but still.
So he's not from Sparta.
No, exactly.
He's from Reno,
That's
Nevada.
exactly what I'm trying to say.
So
Like,
he's the Nevada of pain.
I mean, a guy can dream.
But he goes as a Spartan of pain here, and now Bankston, with a sick-looking neck breaker. Hook of the leg, will that be enough? Oh, no, the Spartan able to kick out. What a move there from Bankston, a wily veteran. But this crowd, as you noted earlier, still firmly behind the Spartan here, chanting Sparta. Look at that cravat just digging in right across the nose of the Spartan here. Oh, and a forearm right to the back of the neck. What a shot there from Bankston.
Maybe he'll just end it here so the crowd can just shut up.
It might be a little outnumbered here, Chip. What's he going to do?
It doesn't matter.
Bankston taking his time here. He's got a plan as he heads up to the second rope.
This is going to be it.
Oh, what a maneuver there. A springboard up to the top rope into a moonsault, but the Spartan able to get out of the way in the last second.
Both men down. What a match we're already seeing.
Referee implementing the 10 count now as both men still down on the mat. Bankston crashed and burned there with that moonsault. Spartan in the corner trying to make his way back up using the ropes. Trying to get back to his feet. Bankston up first, now both men back to their feet. Just a clubbing shot there from Bankston right across the jaw. And another one, a forearm right to the chin. And again, but the Spartan's barely moving. Look at this.
Okay, I gotta give it to Josh. He does have the intensity. I mean, look at his face already. He's been hit numerous of times, and he's still standing up.
Just daring Bankston to bring it again. And a huge lariat there from the Spartan. Followed by another one, takes down Darian Bankston. Gonna send Bankston into the ropes once again. Into a sidewalk slam, and he dropped him center of the ring. Pounding his chest. Getting this crowd behind him here. Bankston in trouble. Shot to the gut there from the Spartan. Perhaps looking for a suplex. Send him into the corner here, a little close to the ropes. He's going to go for the pin anyway. Hooks both legs. And Bankston able to counter and get out of it in the last second. What's it going to take, Chip, for
I don't know. Both men have
Bankston to get back into this
both
thing?
men have had their fair share throughout the match already. This is just. I don't know. I don't have a favorite anymore. I don't know who's gonna win this. I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, you know, I'm going for Darian, but gosh, I don't know, man.
Spartan able to get out of the way. Darian using the ropes to his advantage, gets those boots up. Now up on the top rope in a precarious position. He just got a forearm there. And now the strength of the Spartan here with all of the weight on the shoulder into a power slam. What a power slam from the Spartan. Hooks the outside leg. Will it be enough? And it is.
Wow.
Ring the bell. That's going to do it.
I gotta give it to Josh here. I've never seen that man not back down from a fight. I've never seen him not be able to not get back up. I mean, he was knocked down a billion times throughout this match, but he came up with the win.
What a matchup for his first match ever. The Spartan of Pain, bringing the pain to Darian Bankston here tonight at Showcase number 6 here at the Nightmare Factory.
We've seen a few nice matches, but I am ready for some women's wrestling. How about yourself?
Here we go. Getting ready to see Charlotte Renegade and Ryan Hawthorne as we wait for the entrances here. Nightmare Factory Showcase number 6. What a show it's been so far. There she is, the charge nurse, Ryan Hawthorne. Crowd's not really feeling it. She brought out the clipboard here. Let the crowd have it here.
I love it. Yeah, teach them. She's been a nurse for almost a decade now. She knows way more than anyone in this crowd. Guaranteed.
Wow. Orion's going to have her hands full here with one half of the Renegade twins, Charlotte Renegade, making her way to the ring here tonight. This crowd coming alive for Charlotte.
I think we're seeing a different side of Charlotte Renegade. I'm so used to the Renegade twins being so, I don't know, evil. Just...
Chip said that, not Brandon. Just so we're clear. But you're right, Charlotte showing a different side of herself here tonight. The crowd coming alive for her. Excited for this matchup here. Charlotte Renegade, Ryan Hawthorne.
I'm super excited to see Ryan Hawthorne's first ever match here at the Nightmare Factory. Like I said, she's been a nurse for almost a decade now, but is she a wrestler? Is she a wrestler?
Well, you're right. She was nursing. She quit that dream, or quit that to follow her dream here as a wrestler. And now here she comes to the Nightmare Factory, trying to show us what she's learned here over this camp number 6 over the last 12 weeks.
Crowd's definitely not behind her, but that doesn't even matter.
Charlotte Renegade playing to the crowd here. Both ladies lock up once again. Oh, single leg takedown now, just toying with Ryan Hawthorne there is Charlotte Renegade. Hawthorne charges in. Quick schoolgirl roll up here. Just a 2 count there from referee Luis Santiago. Quick go behind there for Charlotte. Into the ropes they go. Look out now, quick roll up once again.
This be it.
No, just a 2 count.
Charlotte obviously showing that she's a veteran.
Shoulder tackle there from Hawthorne. A little too much jaw into the crowd here. Needs to stay focused on her opponent. Looking for a hip toss here perhaps. Hawthorne reverses, no. Charlotte reverses now.
Beautiful takedown right into the lock. I love it.
Right into a face lock here. Can Hawthorne reach the ropes? She's got a ways to go, and she finally does. Charlotte's got to let up. Hawthorne now getting back to her feet. But again, like I said, Chip, playing a little too much to the crowd. Needs to focus on her opponent here. What's it going to take?
I mean, that's all it takes. You got to be careful. I know she's a veteran, but like you said, if she's playing with the crowd, I mean, at any given second, Ryan could, hit her up with a cheap shot. You just never know.
Quick pin attempt there. It wasn't quite enough. Now Charlotte clearly in control here. Gonna send Ryan Hawthorne across into the ropes. Shoots back, ducks a clothesline. Into the corner they go. Charlotte hit hard. Right in the sternum into that top turnbuckle. Now shoulders right to the gut there from Ryan Hawthorne.
I can feel that one right here.
Yeah, you're right here in front of us. Charlotte out of the way, and Hawthorne crashed and burned right here at the top turnbuckle. Charlotte went for a clothesline and missed, and then she gets taken head first herself into that turnbuckle. Now Charlotte in a bad way here, down to her knee.
Wow. Crowd definitely behind Charlotte here, 100%. But that doesn't matter.
Charlotte in trouble though. She's draped across that center strand there, being choked out by Hawthorne. Of course, the referee reprimanding her here.
Trying to will on Charlotte Renegade here. Cannot wait to see her sister in action later tonight.
That's right. That'll be coming up. We've got plenty of great matches coming up here left in the showcase number 6 here. Charlotte now back to her feet finally. And again, Hawthorne still just playing to this crowd. She's got to learn. That's a bit of a rookie mistake here. But she is brand new to the game. Looking for a scoop and a slam. Center of the ring. Gonna go for a pin here. Hooks the inside leg. Will it be enough? It will not. Charlotte will shoot that left shoulder up off the mat.
Just the power of Ryan Hawthorne. Didn't even struggle in it.
You're right. She's definitely showing off some strength here tonight. But again, it's that focus.
And just tosses her to the other side of the ring.
That Beal right across the ring there. Charlotte into the corner. Once again in trouble here. Hawthorne got in mind. She charges in and a back elbow. Snapmare takeover now to Charlotte. Go for a pin once again. Look at the forearm across the face. Not going to be enough. Did not hook a leg that time. That might have cost her.
You don't need to when you have that much strength and power. Just get on top of them. That's all it takes.
Looking now, just slamming her head right up against the canvas. And now standing on her hair.
Oh my God, I've never seen this.
Oh man. Referee giving her till 5. What an underhanded move there from Ryan Hawthorne. Charlotte finally kind of mustering up some offense here, down still on a knee, but firing those shots to the midsection, and now a big forearm there from Hawthorne. Back in control. Snap suplex, center of the ring.
I think she wants another one.
Hawthorne says she wants another one. Will she deliver?
There we go.
Although I'm not sure I heard Charlotte say she wanted another one. And quick schoolgirl roll up now. Or inside package rather. Inside cradle. Clothesline takes down Charlotte Renegade once again. Again, a lot of joy with the crowd here. And I'm not sure that's a wise move.
I understand though, they've been on Charlotte's, they haven't even given Ryan a chance. I understand her frustrations, 100%.
And from your perspective, Chip, this crowd's been kind of ridiculous, right?
It is absolutely ridiculous. There's no middle in it, it's one or the other, and it's just ridiculous, man.
Charges in once again. Charlotte finally counters. Charlotte trying to muster up the strength to get back up here. The crowd clapping, trying to get behind her. Both women down. Referee implementing that 10 count. Who can get back to their feet first? Charlotte finally getting back to her feet, but quickly so does Ryan Hawthorne. Both ladies back up. Oh, and a charging clothesline there, and another one.
There's the Charlotte Renegade I know.
Into the rope she goes. Oh, and a Luthez press. And look at the Fist of Fury now. Just some ground and pound action from Charlotte Renegade, who's fired up. And Hawthorne might be in trouble.
It's intensity. That's all she needed.
Shot to the gut. What she got in mind here?
Can she pick her up? Wow, she does.
Fisherman suplex, bridges into a pin attempt. Will it be enough? No. Hawthorne able to get that right shoulder up just in time.
Still back up to her feet first.
Oh, look at this. The strength of Charlotte Renegade. With the back elbows from Hawthorne, able to escape and hits the DDT. She planted her, hooks the inside leg. That might do it here.
Oh my.
Charlotte somehow
Come on,
away.
Ref. What was that? That was 3. I swear from here that was 3. Ryan frustrated just like me. I completely understand.
Luis Santiago explaining to Hawthorne that she got that shoulder up. Hawthorne not happy about it.
That was 3.
But she's got to stay on the attack. Again, rookie mistake here, arguing with the ref. Stay on the attack here.
It's all right, this will put her away.
Back elbow there from Charlotte, trying to escape the hold, and she does. Up on the shoulders once again. But Charlotte got right to the eyes there. The official out of the vision of the official there, and then
that's all it takes. That's it.
That's her move right there, the flatliner. Hooks both legs, and that's gonna do it.
What a brilliant finish.
Wow.
Couldn't ask for anything better than that.
Wow.
Well, Ryan gets the upper hand on the veteran Charlotte Renegade. What a surprise here.
Chip Schuyler clearly ecstatic at the commentary booth after this matchup.
The crowd's still not giving her the respect she deserves. Like I said, work smarter, not harder. She's been in nurse for almost a decade now. She's brilliant. She's been through so much. She knows exactly what to do, and that was just pitch perfect, and she got the win.
And Jesse Jordan back with me here for the showcase, student showcase number 6. And entering the ring right now for tag team action is the team of Dean Cooper and the superstar Jay Lucas.
Rarely do you see a crowd that is so firmly in one corner or the other, but this crowd does not like Dean Cooper and Jay Lucas.
And it's almost easy to see why just within their first 30 seconds in the ring. pose, the less the crowd enjoys them. All right, entering the ring is the team of Cobra Singh and Zach Apollyon. This tag team looks to do some very interesting things here tonight, and I think they're going to be quite the challenge for their opponents, Dean Cooper and the superstar, Jay Lucas.
These gentlemen with a clear size advantage, but also a clear advantage with the crowd. The crowd's loving these men as they come out here. Looks like we're going to have Zach Apollyon starting out for the Cobra and Apollyon.
Who's going to be starting this match?
Yet to make a decision.
Yes, they've got to make a decision. Who's going to start this match? And right now, it looks like the superstar, Jay Lucas, will be starting this match for his tag team. The bell is rung, and we're getting ready to kick things off here for this tag team match. Jay Lucas, the superstar, coming to us out of New Orleans, Louisiana, while Zach Apollyon calls himself the American Spartan, coming out of Lexington, Kentucky.
Ever heard of a Spartan coming out of Kentucky?
And listen, I've been hearing a lot about Spartans apparently being all over the place.
We caught up with Zach Apollyon earlier today. We were discussing the whole Spartan thing. Apparently, he's tracked his family lineage all the way back to ancient Sparta, so he is actually descendant of Spartans.
Shout out to Ancestry.com.
He's here taking it back. Nice tactical wrestling. Nice headlock takeover there.
You know, Jay Lucas calls himself a superstar. Now, I don't know how far back his roots trace, but he's a proud member, a proud citizen of New Orleans for sure. And he's a cocky, confident guy for someone who's only been wrestling for about a year.
Arm drag there from Jay Lucas. Going to close in there.
Wow, look at that.
Man, an arm drag of his own. Big one at that.
Apollyon literally just powered him over, which I'm sure is something that Lucas isn't accustomed to. Lucas, a former Division II football player at Arkansas Monticello, and I don't know if you've heard of Monticello, but I'm not a place called Monticello, but it's in New York, not in Arkansas. Both places are in the middle of nowhere.
And there's actually a Monticello, Alabama as well.
And there's one in Virginia, too.
That's getting our first look at the ultimate guy, Dean Cooper. His first look at the mat there with that arm drag from Apollyon.
I'll tell you, this team of Cooper and Lucas, they are lacking nothing. They're not lacking in confidence at all. And now we get our first look at Cobra Singh.
Let's go for the second rope there, dropping the axe handle across the arm there.
Now, Singh has 2 years experience coming to us from New York City, and certainly he loves the sport of pro wrestling, and I'm intrigued to see what the Cobra is going to do here in this match.
It's an incredible strategy for him so far. He's seen that experience coming into play, targeting that arm with Dean Cooper and continuing to do so. Got his hand placed firmly on the shoulder joint there, trying to separate the arm from the joint.
Absolutely, and another quick tag here. In comes Zach Apollyon, the American Spartan. Spartan there with a big axe handle on the arm. Armoring there, and look at this. He powers the ultimate guy back down.
Dean Cooper trying to come in with a little bit of finesse there. Zach Apollyon just continuing the power game, throwing him right back down to the mat. And you see he still has got a nice hold on that arm. That good strategy here by Cobra Singh and Zach Apollyon.
Certainly a quick tag there, and now double team maneuver here. Look at that. A mid-body drop kick there. Pretty effective. Here comes a cover. Covered by Cobra Singh, only a count of 1.
Got a 1 for the ultimate guy, Dean Cooper, but Cobra Singh right back to that arm. These men have a strategy and they're sticking to it. Nice Russian leg sweep there.
Absolutely. And it certainly looks like Cobra Singh is very, very technically sound here. And he's doing the right thing. He's focusing on a body part right now. The focus is on the arm. Another quick tag into his partner, Zach Apollyon.
I'll tell you, there are 4 hands between these gentlemen. Those 4 hands have been focused on the left wrist of Dean Cooper for almost the entirety of this match. They have been executing to perfection. Nice double back elbow there on the mat.
And so that's a brilliant move there. Brilliant strategy, I think, on this on the part of the team of Singh and Apollyon. Focus on one part, and again, if you call yourself the ultimate guy, it's hard to be ultimate if you can only use one arm.
You see the ultimate guy there kicking out for the second time this match at a count of 1. Normally, you use the first 2 counts of the 3 count to kind of take a breather before you kick out, but perhaps him being the ultimate guy going to his head of it there, kick out at 1.
big suplex, standing suplex there, coming from Apollyon. Just again, a count of one, and to your point, I'm really impressed with really the power and the determination of Dean Cooper.
Rarely do you see someone who's been on the opposing end of some of the offense, like Zach Apollyon and Cobra Singh here, but Dean Cooper still just sticking in it.
Well, and that's why he calls himself the ultimate guy, and look at that big kick there from Jay Lucas, but Apollyon caught that, but there, it was enough of a distraction for Dean Cooper to get the upper hand.
You see Dean Cooper there lowering his body and then leaping to put that back elbow in the face of Zach Apollyon. Move there, recognizing the bigger, stronger opponent, Zach Apollyon.
And a smart move to take him back into the corner, big tag. In comes the superstar, Jay Lucas. And look at that. Lucas is used to being the big man on campus as he was at Arkansas, Monticello, and he has no problem taking that cocky, brash attitude inside of a wrestling ring.
Utilizing the ring ropes there to leverage himself and put that knee on the back.
Oh, wow! What a drop kick there from the superstar.
You hear the snap of the feet as they struck the back of Zach Apollyon there.
And a big count of two.
Not just the back there taking the damage from the kick, but also his throat being laid up across the ropes there.
Absolutely, and we're seeing smart tag team wrestling here from this team of Lucas and Cooper gets the tag. Let's see what the plan is. Will he get in the ring? He is the legal man.
Nice scoop slam, draping the foot across the bottom rope there. Oh, the guy Dean Cooper
over the top rope elbow there. And the ultimate guy is fully in control right now. Let's see what Apollyon can do to make a comeback. A couple of shots to the gut here.
Big pair-like mitts of his.
Oh my gosh.
Dean Cooper having to get his entire body behind that forearm there to drop Zach Apollyon.
Well, that's the thing, to your point, the ultimate guy is now having to figure out how to best utilize his power in this particular scenario, and he's having to use, to your point, his full body to get control of Zach Apollyon.
Control the arm here, pulling Zach Apollyon back towards his corner, having the ring.
And another quick tag. Here comes the superstar, Jay Lucas. These guys are really doing well as a tag team here. Great continuity.
Nice unorthodox tag team maneuver there, utilizing a sort of back suplex.
But look at that. There's that confident, brash, cocky nature of Jay Lucas. A lackadaisical cover. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him.
I have to wonder if he had hooked the leg there, caught the same, that might have been 3 count.
Oh, for sure. I think it definitely would have. And now he asks for silence. Silence, punk, while I kick you. That's exactly what the superstar just did.
One of the most crisp kicks we've seen here tonight at the Student Showcase number 6. Just across the spine of Zach Apollyon.
Look at that. I love that clothesline there. He had his own hang time on that one, count of 2.
Incredible elevation there, trying to utilize his agility to put Zach Apollyon down here.
Let me tell you something. Jay Lucas calls himself a superstar for a reason. There is something special about this kid. I like it. What a chop! Good gracious!
You can see the shockwave ripple across Zach Apollyon there. Another tag team maneuver here.
And another chop, this time coming from Cooper.
There is no remorse and no respect in these chops they're giving Zach Apollyon here.
Listen, he calls himself the ultimate guy. There we go, count of 2, crucifix there. Almost got a 3 count from that one.
You see Zach Apollyon instinctually kicking out of that cover there and trying to get back to his corner.
Listen, these quick tags manage to keep the fresh man in the ring, and that makes it even more difficult for Zach Apollyon to get over to his corner.
The thing about Zach being as big and strong as he is he typically is going to have a smaller gas tank than guys like Dean Cooper and Jay Lucas. And they try to utilize, like you said, those quick tags here to drain that gas tank and try to keep Cobra Singh over on the apron there to make this a 2-on-1 situation.
Absolutely, it seems like a battle between cardio and, of course, strength. And right now, cardio seems to be winning the game as Lucas and Cooper are in control, but Apollyon is not quitting yet.
If you're Apollyon in this situation, how do you battle back? How do you impose yourself in such a way as you can get over to Cobra Singh?
I think the key is to somehow outwit it. You've got to manage to be quicker than his opponent so he can get over to Cobra Singh. But right now, that's not working. And it's not working because the team of Lucas and Cooper are managing to keep him in the corner with quick tags.
Same way that Singh and Apollyon were targeting the arm earlier. Cooper and Lucas now seem to target the midsection and the lower back of Apollyon.
And that's such a smart move, but a big duck there. And to a back suplex, a very necessary move for Apollyon. And now can he get over Cobra Singh? Another quick tag from superstar Jay Lucas. And Lucas, smart tag team wrestling, pulling Apollyon back into his corner, but Apollyon kicks him. and an inadvertent hit there, and now we've got the tag. In comes Cobra Singh, big clothesline.
Cobra Singh incensed, and the Cobra is striking against Jay Lucas and Dean Cooper now with these big clotheslines.
And another massive clothesline. Cobra Singh. He's got him up looking for a body slam, but Lucas finagles his way out of that. Oh no, but a miscue there. Singh ducking out of the way in time.
I think the freshest man in this match still having the wherewithal to know to duck that clothesline there.
Double clothesline there for Cobra Singh.
It's an absolute big body guy there. Cobra Singh just laying that double clothesline and perhaps going for that sit-out powerbomb he likes to utilize.
Here we go. He's got him in that big sit-out powerbomb. Is that enough? Count of 2. Almost a 3-count big save there from Dean Cooper.
Sit-out powerbomb, a great move, but Dean Cooper having a wit to stay in the ring knowing that cover was coming.
Yes, now all 4 men are in the ring. Our referee, Paul Espinosa's got to get control of this one here.
Apollyon dropping Dean Cooper's spine on the pine there with a picture-perfect spine buster.
Absolutely. We've got to get some control with a big right hand. And right now, Apollyon is not the legal man here. There it is. He calls that one the Star Maker. Jay Lucas calls that one. But that's not the legal man. The legal man right now is Cobra Singh.
Cobra Singh, not the type of dude you want to forget about.
Absolutely not. Something like a Michinoku driver on that one. But this one isn't over. Cooper's in there. Big power slam.
What finesse that he put on there, but also a display of power from Dean Cooper.
Absolutely, the ultimate guy and the superstar are really making waves right now. As they say, oh wow! Big springboard over the top rope from Jay Lucas.
Jay Lucas trying to make sure Zach Apollyon no longer a factor in this match. Dean Cooper got those feet perched up.
And there it is. That's the finisher from Dean Cooper. He calls that the ultimate neck breaker.
I see Jay Lucas up on the top here going for something big.
What's he going for? Big elbow. That's a superstar elbow drop. And that's a 3 count.
You have to think the match was probably over after the move by Dean Cooper, but Jay Lucas just adding insult to injury, dropping a picture-perfect pinpoint elbow on the heart of Cobra Singh.
That's a superstar exclamation point coming from the superstar Jay Lucas. I think this is not the last that we've seen of this team of Cooper and Lucas making a strong impression here on on the Student Showcase. It's full of superstars here. Student Showcase number 6.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. And it's a triple threat.
Oh, it's...
Time for triple threat action here at Student Showcase number 6. And getting ready to kick things off is the Cruiserweight Classic. Look at this. Larry Lazard. I'm excited about this New Orleans native. He's about to bring the fire into this contest.
Larry Lazard not taking his time trying to give us an exact reason why he is called the Cruiserweight Classic.
Absolutely. You're a bad man when you have your own jersey. That's the deal for Teriyaki, the real deal. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do. You've got to be doing something. Like I said, you've got your own jersey. He's got his own fan club. Will he be able to pull it off in tonight's triple threat match?
This jersey, a nice homage to the Chicago Blackhawks from his hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Teriyaki going to have to pull out a big one to win this triple threat here.
This crowd is incredibly boisterous for the announcement and the entrance of the Emperor, the legend here, Baron Black. Put some respect on his name. He's that guy, and I'm really intrigued to see what he's going to do. Certainly the veteran in this match. He's been doing quite a bit in the world of pro wrestling. How is he going to look at this? The ref's not holding the ropes open to his satisfaction.
You know, this match originally scheduled to be a one-on-one match between Larry Lazard and Teriyaki, but Baron Black caught up with him earlier today, and he said this is his opportunity to teach Teriyaki and Larry Lazard some respect. They have been jaw-jacking with him the entire camp, and he said it's his turn.
Well, it's his turn, it's his time. We're going to see exactly what's going to happen here as these three men get ready to pull off what I think should be an incredible match. Could be a show stealer here tonight at Student Showcase 6. And it certainly seems like the fans are behind the real deal, Teriyaki.
You know, this triple threat match, an interesting dynamic, not what we've been seeing so far tonight. Most of our matches have been decided by a single fall with one opponent or the other taking the victory, but tonight you don't even have to be involved in the finish to lose the match.
This is true. And now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe, is this the first triple threat match in the history of the Student Showcase?
I do believe so.
So we've got history being made here. And we're off. The bell is rung. Three incredibly confident young men in this ring. And again, the experience factor belongs to Baron Black, over 12 years experience. Meanwhile, you've got these youngsters, Teriyaki, Larry Lazard, who are ready to get it on. It almost looks like they're setting up for maybe I don't want to call it a handicap match, but no initial handshake of honor here, as Baron Black almost looks disgusted by the presence of Larry Lazard and Teriyaki.
Baron Black using his feet there to knock the hands to the side. You notice the posture of Baron Black standing with his arms crossed, perhaps getting ready to this match started here, perhaps with a three-way test of strength.
Absolutely, a triple lockup, something you don't see very often, but there's a kick there. And something tells me this is going to be a pretty fast-paced match.
The educated feet of Teriyaki and Larry Lazard here, perhaps both going for Baron Black there with the back elbow.
And I think this is a smart strategy. I think these two, they've got to get the legend out so they can actually battle each other. And to your point, a big clothesline over the top rope there as Baron Black is out to the outside. And if I recall, you did say that Yaki and Lazard both really had a lot of jaw-jacking with Baron Black.
Teriyaki there going for a big move in the corner.
Big uppercut there.
There's one thing I've learned in my time here at the factory is that Baron Black is the wrong coach to jaw-jack with.
But that was a big moonsault there from Larry Lazard. Look at this. Look at that. Big drop kick from the second rope. Kip up there, and Lazard calls himself the Cruiserweight Classic for a reason.
Larry Lazard treating this ring like a jungle gym, just flying around.
The question is, will it all pay off for him? Black, veteran maneuver. Caught that, turned into an atomic knee drop.
That is
big
finesse.
Tap, and now a clothesline there on Teriyaki.
That is finesse that you can only get from the years of experience that Baron Black has in the wrestling industry. Catching Larry Lazard in an atomic drop off the top.
I think we need to rename Baron Black something completely different at this point because he's killing it. Wow, call him Bruno Mars because he's gripping in finesse, folks.
Back chop there.
Big sidewalk backbreaker there from Baron Black, and now you can see the experience factor all over the face of Baron Black, reminding them who's the teacher and who's the student. Clearly, he's the teacher at this point.
Baron Black taking a moment to kind of drink it in here with everybody after he's taking out his opponents, but a big boot there to the chest of Larry Lazard.
You know, and this is an interesting scenario here because you've got Baron Black, who one might think, might just go for the pin, but he's got two young men that he wants to teach a lesson to. Look at that big knee there he sent there to Teriyaki.
Baron Black has got plenty of W's in the column over the course of his wrestling career. This is more to him than just getting a win. He's trying to show these two what it means to join the wrestling industry, and I think he's doing a good job so far.
He taught him a massive lesson there as he gave Yaki that big European uppercut. Now he's got control of Larry Lazard. What's he got in mind? Exercising the strength advantage with a big body slam. And he kind of put some stank on that body slam. Did you notice that? There was a bit of power behind that.
Normally you just let your opponent kind of fall to the mat, but he following through all the way down to the mat there.
Absolutely, he forced him down. And now look at this. Oh, wow. Slamming Lazard on top of Teriyaki. And Black seems to be relishing in his work.
It doesn't get much more disrespectful than using one opponent as a weapon on the other opponent.
Absolutely.
Brown taking a moment to let Baron Black exactly how they feel.
But here's the thing. To your point, most folks would really be upset by the fact that the crowd is not behind him. It is not intimidating Baron Black at all. And now he's got a Boston Crab, a combination with a camel clutch.
This is truly the dynamic of teacher and student here. A Boston Crab on one and a rear chin lock on the other. Baron Black not just trying to win, but trying to soak it in, drink it in. Like you said, dripping in finesse.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. If either of them had tapped out, of course, Black would have walked away with the victory. Black really looks like a teacher who is showing the students, you will not step out of line. If you do, I'll get you back in line. I'll be HBIC.
See the absolute agony on the face of Larry Lazard, who Baron Black got through them. A sick, sadistic smile on the face of Baron Black here. He's enjoying this.
Because he gets it. He understands clearly he's the teacher and he's trying to teach these kids a lesson. The question is, oh, look at this. And now what does he have in mind? Almost like a gory special here. But now he's picking up, look at this. A gory special along with an abdominal stretch all at the same time. This is insane what Baron Black is doing. Incredibly creative.
It's the weirdest submission pretzel I've ever seen. But Baron Black just in complete control and relishing every second of it.
And think about this. No matter how creative a novice is, you couldn't think of something like that. But a great way to escape there for both Teriyaki and Larry Lazard.
An unspoken communication there from Larry Lazard and Teriyaki dropping the elbow and then a nice big hip toss.
And Lazard went to do something in the corner, but now, oh my gosh, a discus chop coming out of the corner from Baron Black. And again, he's so strategic and intentional, and another big chop there.
Over chop, almost a back elbow to the chin of Lazard there.
Again, to your point, the intentionality, the oomph behind what he is doing right now, he really wants to teach them a lesson, and that's why he's adding a bit of stank on top of everything he's doing here tonight. A bit of power, extra pizzazz, because he clearly wants these kids to understand, I'm the emperor, I'm the one in charge, you will listen to me.
We're so used
oh, wow. And then there's that.
Baron Black perhaps going for a double suplex here, but double flatliner there from Teriyaki and Larry Lazard.
Yeah, they reversed that, and that was important for them to do. Now the question is, can Yaki and Lazard find a way to get the upper hand? They've absorbed a lot of punishment from the hands of their mentor.
It's great ring awareness from the rookie Larry Lazard, scooting around to the corner. You have to wonder if he'll grab those ropes and attempt to bring himself to his feet. This is the opening these two young men needed, and they are not able to capitalize on it yet.
Absolutely, and they are worn out. They've been taken to the woodshed. However, the crowd is behind them, and so that potentially could give them the momentum and the extra energy that they need at this point, and they need to get it before Baron Black gets back to his feet.
Referee at a count of 7. You see Teriyaki utilizing the ropes to try and lift himself to his feet, but Baron Black just willing himself to his feet there.
And again, here's what's interesting. Triple threat rules, so there really isn't a count out or a disqualification in this particular scenario. So it's intriguing to see how this is going to work. And now these strong forearms back and forth, they're literally, my goodness, Lazard and Yaki were ping-ponging Black, and there's a reverse insecurity there.
Lazard with
wow, look at that! A triple jump insecurity.
With just his legs. You notice not even grabbing the ropes. They're an incredible feat.
What a unique suplex. Good gracious.
And he holds on to it.
Teriyaki.
Perhaps going for a sort of ripcord maneuver here.
Into a spinning elbow there.
And only dropping Baron Black to a knee there.
That's right. Again, he doesn't have enough power behind him, so now he's going to the ropes. This is unique.
There's that tornado DDT he likes to utilize, but Baron Black again up to a knee and perhaps back up to his feet. Larry Lazard
super dangerous, and look at this Lazard now. Oh gosh, almost like a blockbuster of sorts. Oh, very close to a 3 count there.
It's a good thing Teriyaki remembered where he was there, broke that pit up, because in any other universe, that's a 3.
Absolutely. But this is a unique move here. What does he have in mind?
Lazard with the wherewithal to slip out there and utilizing the ropes as sort of a back roll.
Only count of 1, and now almost a dragon sleeper here. And now another reversal. Wow.
Really Lazard was sort of flipping front DDT there.
And a big break there from Baron Black. A crazy sequence there from Yaki and Lazard.
Baron with just enough left in the tank to get up and throw his entire body there to break up the pin.
And he needed his entire body to break that pin up for sure. Yaki is rolled out of the ring, and now Lazard is kind of almost at the outside of the ring. The only one standing right now is Baron Black.
If you're Larry Lazard in this situation, it's just you and Baron in the ring. I have a 3-letter word that applies to this situation: run. Baron is not the type of person you want to be on the other end of when he is not in a good mood.
It's a great call there. Run. But they don't have the instinct to run. Instead, they kick.
Strong super kick from close proximity there by Larry Lazard. And
look at this. Oh, my gosh.
sort of 450
Into
double
a
stomp there.
That's right. Count up 2.
Kick out there from Baron, and Baron immediately back up to his feet here.
Oh, wow. A very quick back suplex there from Baron Black, and he picks him up into a big powerbomb. Throws him up.
Ragdolling there into that powerbomb. He tries to kick out, but Baron smart enough to keep those legs in place. Now perhaps going for that cloverleaf he likes to utilize.
For sure, and if he hits it, oh wow, he got right over the cloverleaf. It could be academic at this point.
Hasn't quite gotten that deep squat yet he likes to utilize. Perhaps giving Larry Lazard a little bit of hope to get to the ropes here,
but he's certainly done enough work throughout the match to make, a big super kick there. Coming from Teriyaki, a necessary one to break up that, or it certainly could have resulted in a submission.
If you're Larry Lazard in that situation, you were thanking your lucky stars as another man in this match. Otherwise, that probably would have been wraps.
Totally agree with that. But here we are again. Everything is back at 1, and now we're trying to figure out who can get the upper hand in this amazing triple threat match here.
This has been the most beautiful car crash I think I've ever seen. Just a mix of technical wrestling and acrobatic flair. It has been 100 miles an hour since the very beginning. This is the first time we're getting a little bit of a break. But
if you want to call it a break, I think these guys are just completely spent at this point. But they're trying to figure out how to regroup and refuel to be able to get the win here.
Teriyaki getting a hold of Baron Black here on their knees, just exchanging forearms.
I love it, and this is what you got to do. Sometimes you can't get to your feet, you have to fight on your knees, and that's what these guys are doing. Teriyaki and Baron Black exchanging right hands.
You know, see backside of your screen there. Lazard pulling himself up on the ropes.
Did you hear the kind of power that he did that from his knees?
That's just the kind of power we're used to from Baron Black here. Perhaps Teriyaki not used to this kind of power from his fellow students.
I would agree. There are not too many people as powerful as Baron Black. But look at this. The intensity is growing, and now they're to their feet.
This is not a normal exchange of forearms. There is, like you said earlier, some stank on these from Baron Black.
You better believe it. But look at this. In the corner. Big double drop kick there. Coming from Larry Lazard. He was biding his time, and now he hit it at just the right time. Now he's looking to get the advantage on Baron Black, and look at the power. Look at the power of Larry Lazard.
Power, not what we're used to seeing from the Cruiserweight Classic himself. A sort of springboard up to the top rope there.
And that is a full 450 there, folks. And somehow Baron Black kicked out. That certainly looked like a 3.
I would have put my entire house payment up to say that was going to be 3, but
well, I'm thankful that you didn't.
Perhaps going for the Yaki Buster here.
He got it, wow. Out of nowhere, just the right time. I gotta tell you, that match at some point turned into a toss-up. I didn't know who was going to take it, but Teriyaki kind of comes in at the bottom of the 9th with this big hit. Turns out as a home run, and he walks away with the big victory here at Student Showcase 6.
Just goes to show you the psychology in a triple threat match. It only takes one big move in a 3 count to win it. Baron Black, unfortunately, pulled out of the ring, not able to break up that pin there. Teriyaki, the opportunist that he is, dropping Larry Lazard there for the 3 count.
And that's just it. It is all about opportunity in a triple threat match. And Teriyaki found the right moment to slip in and get that 3 count, and serves as a huge victory here at Student Showcase 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, back in the booth, I'm Brandon Benefield alongside a man whose future is so bright he's wearing shades at the commentary booth, Chip Schuyler.
I'm sorry, it's the Chip Schuyler. Get it right. Come on now.
My bad. The Chip Schuyler. We're in for another great match here. Seeing the other half of the Renegade Twins, Robin Renegade now about to be in action.
Oh yeah, she seems feisty. Here is Vicky Dreamboat returning from almost 4 months out, had a broken foot. But she is back, ready for some action.
She's back for her first ever live match in front of a crowd. We're excited to see her here at the Nightmare Factory Student Showcase number 6. Robin Renegade getting ready to take on Vicky, the Captain Dreamboat. And Vicky has her work cut out for her here. Robin Renegade making quite a name for herself all over the country lately. Spending a lot of time in Texas over the last few months. Great. That's right, the Renegade Twins training with the great Thunder Rosa.
They're absolutely dominating the country right now. But she doesn't have her sister here, so it's gonna be a little interesting.
We'll see here, Vicky Dreamboat here. Oh, look at this Renegade getting in her face, trying to show her up here in front of this crowd.
Crowd definitely behind Vicky Dreamboat.
Wow, just pie faces her. Robin Renegade pie facing the Dreamboat there. Now going straight to that arm before they can even lock up.
Just toying with the arm there. Oh my gosh, she's gonna pop it out of socket here.
Working on that left arm. Renegade now with the wrist control. The Dreamboat now able to kip up, get out of it. Nice reversal. And now Vicky, the captain here, reversing it now with the wrist control on Robin Renegade.
Little payback here.
Once again, as we talked about earlier in the show, the Chip Schuyler, a member of this class number 6 here at the Student Showcase at the Nightmare Factory. What do you know here about Vicky the Captain? I'm getting ready to call her Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at some point, and I don't mean to, but it's Vicky the Captain Dreamboat.
Understandable. She was actually in the last showcase, but unfortunately, like I said, she did break her foot. But she has been here. She's definitely putting in the work, doing the work, I should say, as that is the Nightmare Factory's catchphrase here. She's definitely doing the work. She is back better than ever. I'm actually very excited for her. Obviously, with an injury myself, it is exciting to see someone come back from an injury.
Absolutely. What a violent move there to Robin Renegade. Now Robin's just fired up, gets right in the face of the Dreamboat, but the Dreamboat not backing down.
Ducks under.
Beautiful. Beautiful head scissors sends Renegade into the corner. Vicky back up though, charges in. Into a monkey flip, nicely done. Sends Renegade down to the center of the ring. Gonna charge in, hook of the leg. Just a 2 count.
So close. Now, you call her Captain Vicky Dreamboat for a reason. Her other job is actually a boat captain.
Really? Believe that. How about that? First one to the ropes now. Oh, up and over it now. Lands hard on her head, but gets right back up, and Robin Renegade takes her into the ropes here. Handful of hair, referee Luis Santiago reprimanding her here.
Vicky also wanted me to note that she's known to be a rule follower, but she is not afraid of people.
Really? Well, that might come in handy here against somebody like Robin Renegade. And oh, what a chop.
I heard that
right
one.
to the chest. That thud echoing throughout the building here.
See another one. Oh my God, that was even harder.
Even louder than the first one. My goodness.
I
That
felt that one.
makes my sternum hurt.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
watch it. Wow. She's not done. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, and it just a slap to the face. No need to go through the chest again. Just a slap right smack dab in the face of Vicky.
Insult to injury. Now Snapmare takeover there for Renegade, who's clearly with the advantage right now. It's Vicky Dreamboat in trouble. And Robin seems to just be toying with her now. You see the fingers in the mouth just stretching her mouth out. Oh, that looks painful. Very painful. The referee, again, reprimanding Renegade here, but that's the style we're used to seeing from Robin Renegade.
It's smart and it works. That's all that matters.
Quick roll up here. Will it be enough? Not quite. Renegade kicks out, but eats a huge lariat there from Robin Renegade. Renegade just jawing at the crowd here as they're letting her hear it.
She loves it.
Crowd firmly behind the
Feeds off
Dreamboat.
of it. She feeds off of the energy.
Robin Renegade, handful of hair. Dreamboat back to her feet. Takes her face first right into the top turnbuckle. And again, just admiring her work here. Boot right across the throat of Vicky. And now look at this. Renegade giving the face of Luis Santiago, our official here.
Glacier keeps getting in the way.
Oh, look out. Again with those vicious chops. But no, Vicky now
Little payback here.
able to reverse on the offensive here.
Ooh. That's all it takes.
Knee to the gut. And now face first into that middle turnbuckle.
She might be out for a second.
What a shot there from Renegade. And once again, Vicky Dreamboat in trouble here. Can she get back up to her feet? Well, Robin Renegade's going to help her. With a handful of hair back up to her feet, Renegade going to send her across. Into the ropes, ducks a clothesline. Oh, but eats a leg lariat instead. Renegade going to go for a pin, lateral press here. Did not hook a leg, that could come back to bite her there, Chip.
We'll see.
Go forward again there, but again, not hooking the leg. What's the strategy here? Just trying to wear out her opponent, I guess. Oh, look. There's that vicious streak we've seen before from Robin Renegade.
Absolutely.
As I mentioned before, she's been out there training with Thunder Rosa. She's coming by it honestly.
I'm actually surprised
You're right. You mentioned she's coming off that broken foot.
But Robin Renegade has it. She probably doesn't know about it.
Good point there, Chip.
She's just here to fight.
No Casadori here. What she got in mind? Oh, quick roll up. Could this do it?
Ooh, so close.
White and Vicky now charges in up on the shoulders of Robin Renegade. Throwing those right elbows though. She finally escapes. Oh! Vicious neck breaker there. But a lot taken out of Vicky as well as she landed hard on that back. You see her grasping at her lower back there.
Both women down here who can capitalize.
You know who the crowd's behind. Can Vicky fire back up here? Can she make it to her feet? Renegade up to a knee. Now Renegade up to her feet. Vicky's still in trouble here. The bigger, stronger Renegade standing over here, just high-facing her. Adding insult to injury, a handful of hair now from Renegade. Oh, and a slap right across the face. Chip, what did the five fingers say to the face? Slap! And that's exactly what she got. And a couple clotheslines later, now Vicky's in charge here. What a thrust kick there from Vicky. The Captain Dreamboat pounding her chest.
She is fired up here. We might be looking for something awesome. 619.
She calls that shipwreck.
Shipwreck.
Robin Renegade just
Definitely
got
more fitting.
shipwrecked, and now the penitent hooks the outside leg. Will it be enough? Oh, Renegade able to kick out. I think Vicky's stunned right now, as is this crowd here at the Nightmare Factory. What a move there, though, from Vicky Dreamboat. My goodness. Renegade back to her feet. Vicky's got to stay on top here. Oh, see? She waited a little too long now, and Renegade able to fire back up. High faces her once again, charged into the ropes, went for a pump kick. Vicky able to get out of the way. Casadora once again, what she got? Oh, no! A face buster there from Renegade. Pins her, and that's got to do it. No! Somehow, some way, Vicky Dreamboat able to kick out after that face buster. I thought that was all she wrote, Chip.
Very surprising.
My goodness.
Something else here. Runs her right to the court. Oh my God, her head almost hit on the post.
Renegade showing her strength there. Muscling Vicky into the corner, and now these left shoulders right to the midsection there of Vicky Dreamboat. Dreamboat in trouble. Again, Renegade setting her up on top. Now she's in a precarious position. She blocks her right hand, and again, the five fingers right to the face. She slaps her one more time, and oh! What a beautiful Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Beautifully done by the Dreamboat. Asadora once again, this time into a stunner. What a move there. Will it be enough? Turns over, hooks the inside leg.
That's it.
And that's going to do it. There's a 3 count.
Well, very good to see Nikki come back from this injury. And she picks up the win.
She picked up quite a win over quite an opponent in Robin Renegade. What a match there. What a comeback, as Renegade was with the advantage most of the matchup. But Vicky, the captain Dreamboat, showing this crowd what she's all about here. Coming back from the broken foot. Coming away with the win. Ready for tag team action here, and they're bringing out the Nightmare Factory tag team titles. Now, I was not made aware. Is this for the title belts here tonight?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but that does not matter. Luke Sampson and Trevor Blackwell are absolutely dominating this entire industry here, the entire Nightmare Factory. I mean, Luke Sampson, being my coach, I've definitely seen what this guy can do. He has the power of a freaking Goliath. Destruction Inc., like it says on the back of his. He creates destruction. He creates destruction.
Come on now, come on! Well, the Southeast SWAT team, they've been collecting titles all over the country, but tonight they've got their hands full with these members of student class number 6 here at the Nightmare Factory.
What you got, Luke? Come on.
Josh, the Rocket right there on the left, and Logan Ragnarok on the right. Logan's first match here at the Nightmare Factory. First match ever. Josh with a little bit of experience, so this will be interesting how this plays out.
You see Sampson and Blackwell there holding up those title belts. Nightmare Factory title belts here tonight, being defended at Showcase number 6. Paul Espinal, our official for this match, calling for the bell, and there it is. So we got Trevor Blackwell. So here comes Ragnarok. Ragnarok, we talked to him before the show. I'm excited to see this guy. He's fired up. He was fired up about noon today.
Probably one of the most intense students at this showcase, 100%. Logan Ragnarok, first match ever. I'm actually very, very curious to see what this guy can do.
The Viking Warrior. Calls himself the Viking Warrior. He's also out of Atlanta. I didn't realize there were any Vikings in Atlanta.
I know. What is up with everyone calling? We got Vikings in here. We got Gladiators, Spartans. I can't keep up.
All kinds of stuff. But right now, Trevor Blackwell's in trouble. It's a Viking Warrior with the advantage when he tags in his partner here. The Rocket, Josh Benson, maintaining that wrist control. Tag Ragnarok back in here. Ragnarok up to the second turnbuckle, comes down with an elbow. Right to the arm there. Still maintaining wrist control into the hammerlock now. As Blackwell's trying to make it to his corner for a tag here. Makes it into the ropes.
Oh, wow.
A shot there from Ragnarok to Sampson on the outside, and now back to Blackwell.
I don't think I've ever seen Luke Sampson stun like that. One punch. That's pretty impressive.
Benson gets tagged back in here. And a huge power slam there to Trevor Blackwell. But not even, just barely a 1 count, actually. Blackwell able to kick out. Again with the arm wringer, keeping this wrist control. Working on the body part, that left arm, and now an atomic drop. Blackwell ducks a clothesline. Does Benson. Line tag there. I don't think Benson saw it. In comes big man Luke Sampson. clubbing shot right to the back. This crowd letting them hear it here. Now, what's up with that? You said he was one of the coaches here, right, Chip?
Yeah, he's been coaching us all the past 3 months. And
what's going on? The crowd's booing him. Is he like the least favorite coach or something? What's going on? What am I not aware of here, Chip?
I think it's the attitude he has.
I see. Oh, delayed vertical suplex, allowing the blood rushing to the head there. Pin attempt.
When you're that big of a man, you can have any attitude you want.
Absolutely, it doesn't matter in this case. What a suplex there to Benson. Southeast SWAT team now just having their way here with the Rocket. The Rocket in a world of trouble as Blackwell gets tagged back in, now just delivering the boost to the midsection of the Rocket. Wow, now just toying Benson's tag team partner in the corner there. Trevor Blackwell going for a lateral press. Did not hook a leg there. Benson able to kick out. He's feeling it.
It's smart to get in the head of someone, you know, if it's their first match, definitely smart to try and get in the head of them.
Great point there, Chip. As you're right, Southeast SWAT team been around a while. Considered a veteran tag team, especially here in the Nightmare Factory. Like I said, been traveling all over the country, collecting belts wherever they go. Luke Sampson charges in with huge lariat. Snapmare takeover now on Benson. Going for a pin attempt here. Bit of a lack of physical pin there, but you know what? Just trying to wear down his opponent at this point. Gonna send Benson back into the corner now, spine first. Tagging Blackwell back in. What's it got to take for these young upstarts here, Chip?
I don't know. I don't see anything happening here. Honestly, I was calling like a squash match, but this is going way more than I thought. Wow. Way longer than I thought. I thought once Luke was in, that was it.
Once again, that was Chip, not Brandon. Just super cool.
The Chip Skyler.
Yeah, excuse me, the Chip Skyler.
You'll get it right.
One of these things.
I honestly think it's that clubbing shot from Logan Ragnarok at the beginning of this match. That's why Luke Sampson's not feeling himself.
All right, could be, but Sampson back in now. Benson in a world of trouble. You got Ragnarok in his corner just like itching for a tag right now because he's barely been in this matchup.
He's going nowhere.
Now just Blackwell just delivering these boots to the midsection of Benson. Miscommunication here as Southeast SWAT team finally get on the same page with a double back elbow. And now some tag team work there. What a move there. And now a big drop across the throat, elbow drop there from the big man Luke Sampson. This might be it right here. Again, not hooking the leg. Not hooking the leg there, Chip. Not sure what the strategy is. Luke, you see the look on his face, looking very frustrated.
He's frustrated. He's not used to someone going on so long. He
might have popped him in the nose there. I couldn't quite tell. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's bleeding or not, but it looked like he might be bleeding from the nose.
Trevor Blackwell.
As if he wasn't fired up enough already before the match. Bloody his nose. Once a monster tastes his own blood. And again, Benson just not able to get to his corner. But you know what? Smart tag team wrestling here from Southeast SWAT team. Cutting the ring in half. Or did I speak too soon? Benson just a fingertip away, but not able to get there. Sampson catches him, but no. Using the leg strength there, kicking Sampson into his own partner. And Benson finally makes a tag. Now Ragnarok in the ring.
Waiting for someone to get up. Is someone going to get up for him?
Southeast SWAT team, both members down here. Ragnarok needs to get on the attack. And there he is, big lariat to both men. Lariats all around there from Ragnarok.
There is the power I was talking about. Look at that.
A scoop slam to Blackwell. Plants him center of the ring. And he get the big man over. He does it. A big, massive hip toss there.
I've never seen Luke just picked up like that.
Logan Ragnarok throwing around the big man. Now he charges this with a spear from Ragnarok.
This might be it.
Could it be enough? No. How about that? Sampson able to get that left shoulder up just in time.
Look for a finish here. We might be looking for something.
We'll see here. This new tag team. You wondered if they would, how they would work together. Wow, double spine buster here. Wow, nicely done. Look at the outside leg. But Blackwell in to break it up just in time here. Perhaps a dragon sleeper. Maybe looking for a reverse DDT. as he just planted Ragnarok. Better turn around. What a drop kick there. Ball's at the Moab. He caught black belt right in the teeth, but look at the strength. Wow. Look at the strength there, Ragnarok.
He doesn't know what's
But
coming.
it had no effect on Samson.
Shot.
No effect on Samson. Samson popped right back up and popped it right in the mouth.
Looking to end it here.
I can't believe that. Ragnarok hit him with what he calls Armageddon. It wasn't enough. And now he just got that cutter off the shoulders there. Luke Samson rolls him over, hooks the outside leg. But
Did he just kick out of one?
Well, Logan kicked out at one. Little tit for tat here.
Wow. That is impressive. Luke very frustrated.
And you're right. Busted nose and all. He's very frustrated. Now a little ground and pound as you see Ragnarok trying to cover up. The referee reprimanding Samson here. If you'll notice, back in the opposite corner, Benson finally getting back to the ring. But Blackwell cutting him off again. Charges in. Oh, and a super kick there from Blackwell to Ragnarok. Half and half slam right there.
That's the end.
From Samson, hooks the leg this time, that's got to do it. And it sure does. The Southeast SWAT team retaining the Nightmare Factory Tag Team titles here tonight at Showcase number 6.
As expected.
I know you said you expected it there, Chip, but I got to tell you, those two, who we had? We had Ragnarok and the Rocket.
I gotta
They
give
put
it
up
to
a heck of a
Ragnarok.
fight.
Yeah, Ragnarok definitely showed that intensity I've been looking for.
That's right, man. Viking Warrior and the Rocket. They came to play tonight, and they put on a great show here at the Showcase, but it wasn't quite enough. And still, your Nightmare Factory Tag Team Champions, the Southeast SWAT Team. What a match here tonight.
Seeing Dean Alexander here in the main event. What do you think he's bringing differently to the table this time to try and get this first win?
Well, I'll tell you what, he'll be bringing some. Well, there's something he's not bringing. Lately he's had, you know, females and people rolling with him, but he's all by himself right now.
Perhaps a more focused Dean Alexander tonight.
Perhaps. Of Student Showcase number 6, looking to do what some others have done before him, but it's going to be very, very difficult to do this against Dean Alexander. What a match this should be here tonight.
You have to think after 5 other main events in these showcases, Dean Alexander finally perhaps getting to the point where he's working out what it's going to take to finally get that main event victory.
Absolutely. I want to go ahead and shout out our broadcast partners, of course, Brandon Benefield, Chip Schuyler have been doing an amazing job here tonight as we look forward here to this great main event here as part of Student Showcase 6 as Dean Alexander takes on Shoot Taylor.
Or if you're Shoot Taylor in this situation, you look across the ring, you see someone with the size and power and the football background of Dean Alexander. What's the strategy going into this match?
Well, I think the strategy to start is having watched the previous 5 matches of Dean Alexander and figuring out what all of the other opponents did and how he can figure out how to incorporate that into his arsenal here tonight. I think that's the first thing.
It seems to be one Achilles heel of all of our experienced veterans that come into these showcases is students that have never been in a match before have film on these men so they can prepare, and their opponents don't have any film on them yet because it's their first match. So we'll see what Dean Alexander brings to the table here and see if they can get it done tonight.
Absolutely, and now we've got an arm lock here, an arm bar here from Shoot Taylor. Really excited to see what he's going to do here in this match.
Some quickness here from Shoot Taylor getting around Dean Alexander.
And look at that. Great agility, leapfrog into a big drop kick there from Shoot Taylor. Shoot Taylor, freestyle wrestling national champion, certainly has the agility advantage here, but he's definitely being outweighed by Dean Alexander.
Alexander gonna have to go see his dentist on Monday and see if his teeth are all still straight after that drop kick by Shoot Taylor.
But look at this, a quick cover and a count of 2. And I'm already impressed by the quickness that we see here with Shoot Taylor.
The incredible technique on that hit there, utilizing an arm block to try and
what a big drop kick. Fantastic drop kick there from Shoot Taylor. And you can see a level of confidence growing here in him.
Big forearm in the corner there, utilizing the forces advantage. A nice flying forearm there, getting his whole body weight behind that.
Shades of Tito Santana, the Hall of Famer. Count of 2.
This is not how Dean Alexander will be getting in this match should go.
Absolutely not. And you know, who's more frustrated in this position? Shoot Taylor or Dean Alexander? Because Alexander does not want to go 0-6.
There by Dean Alexander, sensing perhaps that he was in a lock there by Shoot Taylor getting out of the ring.
But Alexander, wow, what a big clothesline, turning Taylor inside out.
Dean put every ounce of his weight behind that clothesline, and it showed just by the cannon shot that Shoot Taylor took there.
And here's the thing, we've got to acknowledge, while Dean Alexander may not have gotten wins in the previous 5 main events, the experience that he has had really since main event number 1, being all over the world, really speaks volumes, and you automatically remember that. It's like muscle memory that comes in, and that's what happens when he's now turned the tide here in this match.
As being one of the old Achilles heels of Dean Alexander, letting the crowd get into his head whenever he's got the upper hand in a match. Refocusing there and shooting Shoot Taylor into the corner.
Absolutely, and here's one of the things, mentioning something that you mentioned earlier in terms of taking that opponent for granted. I think Dean Alexander can come into these spaces feeling like he's more experienced, but there's another big chop there from Shoot Taylor. Experience is important, but it does not play into things when you're dealing with someone you've never dealt with before. And look at the confidence in Shoot Taylor. I gotta tell you, the level of confidence he has reminds me of Dean Alexander's main event opponent from Student Showcase number 1, that being the great Carly Bravo.
Bravo's the ability to throw hands in the best, and Shoot Taylor showing shades of that here, but Dean Alexander trying to gain the upper hand here, a nice clubbing blow across the shoulders.
Absolutely, and now in control is Dean Alexander, a big boot, wow. Seen guys with big boots do big things in this industry.
Doesn't require a whole lot of technique to shoot your opponent off the ropes and bring that boot up.
Let's see right here.
Effective.
Right here is the issue with Dean Alexander, deciding a very lackadaisical cover, just standing over your opponent, not respecting him enough to put his full body on.
Straight right there to the forehead of Shoot Taylor. Alexander just continually basking in these moves that he's doing, giving Shoot Taylor enough time to quickly recover.
And indeed, Taylor is trying to recover, to your point, with Alexander again exerting his power there with a big clubbing blow to the back.
I like that big frame, those big shoulders to try and keep Shoot Taylor grounded to the mat. The last thing he wants to do is give Shoot space and the ability to move and use that agility to get back into this match.
Absolutely, because Taylor has certainly proven right there that he can be as agile as anybody in this business. Count of 2.
But Dean Alexander has been rolled up so many times he knew to come out of that and immediately throw a clothesline.
Absolutely, and you got to think, you know, we think about great winning streaks that have happened in the wrestling business, but we also think about great losing streaks, and I'm certain that Dean Alexander hates the fact that he has yet to win a main event here at the Nightmare Factory.
This just comes down to what it means to these two men. Shoot Taylor making his debut here tonight, wanted to get his first win in his first match. But Dean Alexander, like you said, not wanting to go 0-6 in his 6 main events, trying desperately to scratch the claw to get that first win. We'll see who it means more to here tonight.
I'll tell you, it's got to weigh on the shoulders of Dean Alexander. I can imagine every 12 weeks, just something wells up in him at the idea that, oh no, I've not won a main event. So he's got to change that tonight.
The thing you have to take into account is Shoot Taylor doesn't want to be the first one to
Look at this, he was directing him right toward the camera. Oh, and he planned that, and perhaps he took too much time on that as it gave Shoot Taylor an out.
Rarely do you see Dean Alexander springboard off the ropes, and perhaps that's why.
Precisely, but I think he was thinking, I gotta do something extra to get that win, and perhaps that springboard was his attempt.
Shoot Taylor, the opening he needs there. Shoot perhaps going for a suplex, but Dean smartly dropping that weight down to the mat.
And look at that. Again, a big power move from Dean Alexander, as you can imagine. Every time he'll win a power battle. Count of two there. Dean.
You can see the frustration started to weigh on the face of Dean Alexander after that suplex. Just wondering, what do I have to do to put this guy away?
And what do you think he has to do that?
At this point, I think he just has to continue to stay on top of it. He can't keep giving them these openings in this space. He has to stay right on top of them, maul him like a bear. But
and it's funny, you talk about mauling him like a bear, and here comes that aggression from Dean Alexander, just literally taking these right hands and just beating his opponent down over and over again. He kind of entered into a trance, almost ended up past the 5 count and getting disqualified.
Getting just enough of his momentum out of there to be done before the 5 count. Right back on top of Shoot Taylor here.
Look at this, and you can see the intensity right now. You don't think that 0-5 is messing with Dean Alexander? I beg to differ.
This is exactly where you want Shoot Taylor if you're Dean Alexander. Grab it in the corner, but Shoot Taylor sensing that with the desperation, getting out of the corner and getting back into some open space in the ring. This is where he knows how to work, but Dean Alexander not giving him the opening that he needs.
Listen, Shoot Taylor is going to have to figure out how to return to the agile space. Being in the air is what worked, and he tried that, but look at that. Went for a kick, that missed. A stomp there from Dean Alexander, missed. A couple of reversals here. Look at that big boot. Big boot from Dean Alexander. Could he have worn out Shoot Taylor at this point?
Lackadaisical cover like we talked about. If he had just hooked the leg there, that could have been the 3 count to finally get him that first win, but there's not enough left in the gas tank of bigger Dean Alexander in this match.
Absolutely, Alexander seems to be a creature of habit. He's going to have to break the streak, and that means he's going to have to do something different. Meanwhile, the fans are getting behind Shoot Taylor, wanting to see Shoot Taylor get his first big win here at Student Showcase 6.
Shoot Taylor had enough space to start to work there, but Dean Alexander, just with that experience factor, knowing I've got to put him back down on the mat. I can't let him get that momentum behind him.
Alexander almost with like a Polish hammer, almost shades of Ivan Putski there. And now again the question becomes, what does Dean Alexander have to do besides having rather nasty habits, as you can see?
Torture rag type thing here, but Shoot Taylor slipping out of the back.
And now Taylor, he muscles him up, but that doesn't work. And now it looks like could be almost a crossroads of sorts, and a big shooting forearm there.
Not dropping Dean, you see still got that vertical base underneath him, and straight right hand across the face.
Alexander seems to be hard to knock down, and these two are going blow for blow at this point. Someone looking for the advantage.
Very clear here, the crowd's in support of, just echoing based on who is in control of the moment, but Shoot Taylor taking control and laying those forearms into the chin of Dean Alexander.
Oh, but what a clubbing forearm there. Super strong style, but there a return there. Strong uppercut there from Shoot Taylor. And a quick back suplex there, and it seems as though Alexander rolled through. Discus clothesline, absolutely. Shades of the great Kerry Von Erich.
Both men down in the ring here, you have to wonder, it's going to come down to who has the better long-term gas tank. And if I had to place a bet, I'm going to bet on Shoot Taylor here, but obviously with no wins and 5 appearances, it would be the smart money to not bet on Dean Alexander.
Well, and that's the point. You talked also earlier about who wants it more, and that's the real question here. I think they both really, really want it. It's hard to see who's going to have it.
You know, the underrated thing here is Shoot Taylor also doesn't want to be the first one in Nightmare Factory history to drop a loss to Dean Alexander. On top of it, Dean wanted to get his first win.
And you got that right, and so because of that, Shoot Taylor comes back there. Look at that, big neck breaker there.
Rolling through for perhaps a suplex here.
Oh, he turns it into a bit of a neck breaker of sorts, and now momentum on the side of Shoot Taylor. Shoot is loading up here, getting the crowd behind him. What does Shoot have in mind? Waiting in the corner.
Indeed, just enough time to get to his feet here.
Look at that, slipped right out of the way. Drop kick to the back. And there, another back suplex.
Shoot sensing that Dean Alexander was coming down backwards and getting that momentum underneath him, lowering his base and throwing Dean Alexander halfway
And there's
across
a
the ring here.
cover. Oh, wow, almost a 3 count.
Taylor just sort of laying his body across Dean Alexander there. Again, you have to wonder, it may just come down to who has the first snug pin to make it to 3 count.
And again, the fans clearly behind Shoot Taylor. And what is Shoot gonna have to do here? He's going into his arsenal, loading up with a big spine buster.
Dean Alexander putting spine on the pine there, shades of the great Arn Anderson.
Absolutely. And now here they are, both down, and can he roll over for the pin? Alexander for the pin. I thought he had him. I thought he had broken the streak and gotten his first win, but not to be just yet.
That was a 2.99 second kick out. It only takes 3 seconds to lose a professional wrestling match. Shoot Taylor using every millisecond he had there before he had to
And look
kick
at
out.
the frustration on the face right now of Dean Alexander. He can't figure out, what do I have to do? It's almost like the Boston Kersler Red Sox at this point.
Trying to utilize the ropes here to get that base back underneath him.
And listen, he's in the corner trying to figure out, what is my next move? He's pulled out so many things. What can he pull out now? Look at the frustration. He's hitting the turnbuckle, he's beating his head, and now to the second rope he goes. But look at that! A straight leap to the top rope by Shoot Taylor.
What an athletic move there by Shoot Taylor, but Dean Alexander utilizing that hard head of his to knock Shoot.
Look at that! Step up insecurity, but he can't seem to knock Alexander down.
Shoot perhaps trying to utilize his own power game here with Dean Alexander.
What in the world? He calls that one the Shoot Driver. All the way from the second rope.
But it's interestingly not going for the pin, and Dean Alexander already almost with his feet out underneath him again.
And now he's loading up. Oh, wow, incredible forearm there. To the back of the neck, is that enough? He got him. Congratulations to Shoot Taylor, winning the main event of Student Showcase 6. And I guess Dean Alexander, do we call him the reverse Undertaker at this point? Because he's 0-6, he's winless here at the Nightmare Factory Student Showcase. Huge win for Shoot Taylor.
This 0-6 record becoming, like you said, a spectacle of its own, but Shoot Taylor, the props has to be given to this young man. He weathered the storm of Dean Alexander, the offense that he peppered him with this entire match, saw his opportunity, seized it, got the win.
Absolutely amazing moment right now for Shoot Taylor. Congratulations to him on winning the main event of Student Showcase 6. And it's been an absolute honor and pleasure to bring you the action here tonight. On behalf of our partners, Chip Schuyler, and of course the great Brandon Benefield and Jesse Jordan, this is Gerard Bonner signing off for Nightmare Factory Student Showcase 6.